Good morning, everybody. I'm your host, Pricey and Lore, and I'm here to talk to you today about The Last Jedi. This is my review of The Last Jedi. Spoilers. If you don't want to hear no spoilers, click away. Click away if you don't want to hear spoilers. I'm getting into it. First of all, what I want to say is, overall, I did leave the theater pleased at first. So overall, I would have to say I liked the movie. But do I like the movie as a Star Wars movie? Not quite. I'm actually behind a lot of other fans that don't think it should be even part of the canon. I feel like they really ruined some fabulous characters, some fabulous storyline. Don't get me wrong, there was excellent elements in this movie. Excellent elements. Alright, so let me just get into the review. It starts off basically at the from the end of Force Awakens. Of course, Rey finds Luke, and he's like some super recluse who don't want nothing to do with nothing. He waiting to die, basically. The Resistance is like on the run. This movie more than once reminded me of like a blend between Empire Strikes Back and A New Hope. It was like they was throwing elements of both into this movie. Even the final scene, even though it was like a salt world, it reminded me of Hoth a whole lot. A whole lot reminded me of Hoth. It just wasn't like, it looked cold at first, but then you realize like it's something different. Not that it matters. Anyway, so the Resistance is on the run. They getting their ass hammered by the First Order. The First Order. They getting their ass hammered by them. They even more against the ropes than they were in the original trilogy. Like the Rebellion had far better chances than the Resistance does in this new saga. Kylo is like, they depicted Kylo really, I feel, okay, let me say this. I feel like the movie didn't know how strong they wanted Kylo to be. At certain points, you see him he's depicted as being stronger than Luke, but then he's like weaker than Rey. But it's like, if Luke is stronger than Rey, and they actually depicted Rey to be stronger than Luke, so really they destroyed the character of Luke. They destroyed it. And I agree with Mark Hamill as far as him saying that this is not his Luke Skywalker. This is not a Luke Skywalker that George Lucas would have written. Like he said, a Jedi is not a quitter. Once he made a mistake, once he failed at something, he would have done nothing more. He would have nothing else but try to fix the mistake, fix the failure. But they didn't give that to him. The small redemption at the end, I don't want to spoil it completely, but the small redemption at the end is exactly that. It's a small redemption. They cheaply Obi-Wan Kenobi'd him. It was a cheap Obi-Wan Kenobi from A New Hope. And like I said, they don't know how strong they want these characters to be. It frustrated me that oh shit, I'm sorry, wait. It frustrated me that, okay, all I can recall while watching The Last Jedi is the elements that happened in the original trilogy, because they're relevant, right? When Luke gets to, what's up, Welfare Warrior? And yes, I have slept just a little bit. When Luke got to Dagobah to train with Yoda, and Yoda was teaching him to feel with the Force and how to use the Force, Luke had an extremely difficult time. In fact, he was never truly able to lift his own X-Wing out of the swamp. Yoda had to do it for him. I hate that they bring in Rey, and she's like already this all-powerful with no backstory. No history, we don't know nothing about her. Although I'm gonna say right now, my theory is that Kylo and her are twins. That's just, I mean, it only makes sense. They had the Force link between them without Snoke. And then you had the Force link between Luke and Kylo, because they're also related, so that makes sense. Luke and Leia have a Force link because they're related, so it only makes sense that if they twist this into like some bullshit love story, I'm definitely taking it to the streets that this is bullshit and y'all fucked up a fantastic story. So let's just keep it. You better oh man, wait, you want to talk about some bullshit? Raise your hand if you were looking forward to Finn and Rey getting together, because they make a fantastic team on screen. As far as the characters go, they make a fantastic team. As far as the two actors go, the whole Force Awakens was revolved around them. We love the Force Awakens mainly, I feel, because of Finn and Rey. Not that Poe was bad. Poe was awesome. Poe was fucking fantastic. But I don't like this bullshit. I feel like they're trying to twist the love story away from Finn and Rey and put Rey with Poe on some I don't know what you would call it. I think to me it's just it's ugly and it's bullshit, because I feel personally that Finn should get with Rey, but now they twisting it to where Finn probably gonna get with Rose. Who the fuck is Rose? I got so sick of this fucking medallion. And look, your sister was courageous. I appreciate her efforts and everything, man, but I don't want you, who had nothing to do with that, to have relevance throughout. You know what I mean? Too much revolved around her medallion, too much revolved around her and her infatuation with Finn, and it was just convoluted is the word I'm looking for, I think. Like I said, I was disappointed. I was disappointed that they did the character of Luke the way they did, and I don't know how excited I am even to see the next installment, episode 9. I mean, where do you go from here? And okay, so Carrie Fisher, who plays General Leia, she's passed on in real life. You know what I mean? And it's sad that they waited so long to show her any true. It's unfortunate that they waited so long to show us her power, and you know what I mean. And now she's gone in real life, but they killed off the main hero, who's actually still alive. And it's like, dude, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, for real, what are you doing, man? And I wouldn't have been, and really, I was hurting at the time when I seen it, but I would have accepted that that's how Leia died. I would have accepted that. Knowing what I know in reality, that Carrie's gone, I would have accepted. That would have been a beautiful send-off for her. Princess Leia will forever live in the stars. You know what I mean? That's how it should have been. But they gave her more, which I appreciate also. So I'm split, because I was looking forward to seeing a force wielding Leia, and now that I get to see it, it's like all but too late. Like I said, I would like to see this movie taken out of the canon, man. I mean, what I really feel like is that this movie's full of red herrings. It's full of things that should be important, you think are important, but in actuality, they're not really important at all. There's a scene where she's on the island with Luke, and she's been training kind of with him, and the place where the dark side resides on the island. She goes to this place. And it's like a 4-minute scene with her looking at her like infinite reflection, and but it comes to nothing. Nothing comes of it. You know what I mean? It's like a complete waste of time, and I wasn't really happy about that. If I had to give a movie a rating, I would say 7.5 out of 10. I'd say 7.5 out of 10. Like I said, fantastic elements, but a whole lot of wasted characters, a whole lot of wasteful characters, wasted story, wasted running time. Not as good as Force Awakens. I will say that. Not as good as Force Awakens. Force Awakens, I feel like, blows this out of the water. It just blows it out of the water. And the original trilogy, it will be what I take to the grave with me as the definitive Star Wars. And I'm not talking about like George Lucas's definitive vision. I'm talking about like the original Star Wars trilogy. That's what I'm taking to the grave as, this is Star Wars, because everything that's come after that has been severely lacking in more than one department. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to really torture myself over this new trilogy anymore. I mean, I was really hyped up after Force Awakens, looking forward for this one, and I got it, and it was a letdown. So I do, and that's honestly how I feel. I feel kind of let down. Like I said, it was great elements in the movie. You know what I mean? Great here and there. It was like, damn, that was sweet. This is super sweet, really fucking sweet. But things that they twisted, the way they're taking the story, I'm not exactly sure I'm happy with it. I like Kylo better with his mask on. I'm not, Adam Driver. Adam Driver is good, but not great. Kylo with the mask on is really intimidating, and it's. I feel like it's a huge selling point. You know what I mean? Like just like Vader was in the original trilogy, he looks so cool. You know what I mean? That's a draw. We want people to look cool. But anyway, that's The Last Jedi. Go see it. It's worth one see. It's better than Justice League, I guess, if you want me to compare those, you know what I mean? But that's not really a good comparison. But it's not as good as Force Awakens. Definitely not. And you might even like Rogue One way more than this. So, and this got fucking lightsabers in it. That's really crazy. Anyway, that's my review for The Last Jedi, y'all. This the greatest father on earth. He cool, but I'm the greatest father on earth. I'm your host, Piscean Lord. That was The Last Jedi review. Check me out next time, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.